Hello, everybody. And so this is a transmission for the October forecast for those of you who are in your 40s. So I'm going to take you on a little journey through your timeline. So, first of all, we know that life is not random, right? So, you are walking your soul timeline. There are cosmic checkpoints, there are rites of passage, there are pivotal growth points. I call them also gateways that we arrive to in our own evolutionary cycles, in our own soul seasons of our life that we are journeying through. So it is written in your chart. Every birthday, every age opens new chapters, right? So the birth chart holds the blueprint of our life stages, and it essentially tells us the how, the when, and the why of our lives. So this is what I'm doing here. This is hopefully what you're doing with your own chart. And if you'd like to learn, then you can come deeper into my spaces and yeah, have some fun with this. So your 40s are the decade, right? Marked by awakening. So the 20s was the Saturn return. The 30s were the nodal return, a major pivot, making sure we're going in the direction of our destiny. And then the 40s drops in. They're so powerful. They are so profound because it is the Uranus opposition. And a lot of people understand this time as the midlife crisis, right? Where we can no longer deny, avoid, or pretend to live and be in any way that is not authentic to our unique individual essence, to our creative potential, to our genius, to the individualization and liberation journey that we have each come here to experience, to live a unique life, to be true to yourself, and to create a world that supports and represents that for you. So the 40s are the decade of awakening. It's what we could call like a soul's earthquake. This Uranus energy comes in so strong. And it shakes the ground at midlife. And we are most people, the Neptune and Pluto squares vary, so it depends on your actual chart, the Neptune square and the Pluto square, but most people are going through their Neptune square and their Pluto square at the end of the 30s and completing that essentially at the beginning of the 40s. But some people are starting the Neptune square and the Pluto squares in their beginning of the 40s. So we just want to be aware that there is this powerful Neptune spiritualizing, dissolving illusions, kind of like it really can manifest as a releasing, a stripping away, a letting go, things getting removed from our life. And we can find ourselves in a place of like, how did I get here? How did I get here? This isn't actually what I was doing. Or on the flip side of that, because the pendulum swings, we know that in our creation, Neptune can also be the dream come true, the reality. And it can be a little bit of both, right? We all know this with life, the duality and the polarity and all that exists. So for some people, like dreams are coming true. Everything you've wanted or been building or been living towards is actually happening. And so simultaneously through the process of letting go and things being removed from our life, those other things are finding more of a place, right? So uh, we want to try not to look at it essentially like a crisis, even though there's nothing wrong with crisis. It represents a pivotal moment where change needs to happen. It really is a total liberation. This is what the 40s is about. So life is asking if you're ready to live authentically. Okay, so this is like a huge questioning. It's a reckoning on a very deep level. And so what's happening is the beginning of we have the Uranus opposition between 42 and 44, this midlife rebellion. It's really like a jolt that breaks us free from what no longer is fitting out. And prior to that, the 41 to 42, we have this nodal hit, okay, the node square. And that is like a preparation for, destiny is asking if you're living aligned or off course. So this like 40, 41 that leads into the Uranus opposition of 42 to 44, the break free, the liberation, the reset. I was completely removed from the place I was living and moved into the place I had always wanted to live. I moved, and right when I turned 44, right when the Uranus opposition hit, it was so profound. And then my life just started to like line up like puzzle pieces from that point forward. After a lot of release, after a lot of dissolving with the Pluto square and the Neptune square, and finding myself like, what am I doing here? How did this happen? Why am I here now? And that going on for a couple of years. And so it's fascinating to pay attention and see how it's playing out. And so if you are 44 to 46, this is the Saturn opposition. It's another checkpoint of essentially responsibility. How are you taking responsibility in your life for your destiny, for your soul path? So you want to understand also that if you are coming into your Uranus opposition, if you're not yet 42, 44, then you're you're getting there, right? That's how cycles work. So you're going to be arriving there. If you're in the 42, 44 portal, then you are in the Uranus opposition. This is where this liberation and releasing and letting go. A lot of people, the midlife crisis, right? People like let go of their life they had. People go through divorces. People get new relationships, new jobs, new places to live. Like it can be a total restructure of the life, and it can be really profound. Trying to reorient towards a more authentic living experience. And so if you are on the other side of that, then you know that you have come through that. And so where are you leading your life now? And so on the other side at 44 to 46, the Saturn opposition comes in, offering this opportunity to up level in responsibility. You've just gone through a lot. You've worked hard. You've surrendered and had courage to do many things that life called, right? And so by the late 40s, 48 is another Jupiter return, which is we had the 24, the age 36, and now the age 48 of the Jupiter returns, which are really powerful years of our life that are so much about expansion and opening up to greater possibilities, to realms beyond what we have already created in our own world so far. And so, just stay really open. Also, if you're not there yet at that 48 checkpoint, knowing that that is coming, and it is really, expansion is the theme, getting bigger and moving into greater opportunity and possibility. And if you're in that time, then take advantage, harness it, pay attention to opportunities coming to you. And if you're on the other side of it, then know that you have just begun a brand new cycle in the journey of where your truth is orienting, right? You've gained more perspective, you expanded into more, and now that is going to lead you forward in your life. So it really is higher and like deepening into your highest vision and dreams for your life in these late 40s time. And also Chiron opposition comes in at some point. It varies for people, but during this time. And it's often a surfacing of old wounds around identity and worth. And this Chiron energy is so powerful and potent, and it does vary in the time, but everyone goes through the Chiron return around 51 years old. And that is a really profound time of real heart healing and awakening, and just harnessing the medicine of the heart, right? This powerful portal that is our heart. And Chiron really activates this at that beginning of the 50s time. So there's also preparation in the 40s for that rite of passage time. So the 40s, this decade is really marked by there's like a question, right? It's like, is the life I'm living truly mine, or am I still carrying, like programs and scripts that no longer fit from where we grew up. We had opportunity to move out of how we were raised and to just expand upon it or liberate from it altogether if that was necessary during the 20s and the 30s. And now in the 40s, it is this midlife time where we get to sort of be like, okay, I did that. I'm either going to continue because it's all good. I made a lot of right choices. It's where I want to be, or it's like, okay, I did that. I committed to that. And now I'm complete with that. And I'm ready for the next. I'm ready for the next chapter, the next journey. And that is really the opportunity that comes in midlife 40s. So as far as October, we have, it's Libra into Scorpio season. So it's so much about relationship and connection, essentially to self always first, getting really real and honest and truthful. It is the archetype that I call the truth weaver, or the alchemizer of truth, this Libra Scorpio essence and lessons that we step into at this time of the year, this season. And there is like a demand for balance and also depth. And so we get called into that place. We can start to see where there isn't balance, where there's extreme polarity that needs to be faced and reflected upon, and work through in the ways that we do. And so what we're moving into right now is so significant because we are having the Saturn and Neptune transit that is affecting universally, and all of 2025 is defined by this transiting of Saturn and Neptune together, moving back and forth over the 29 degree of Pisces and the beginning of Aries. And this is a total letting go of old patterns and beginning whole new journeys of existence and focus and direction of your life. This is a big theme for everybody in 2025. So those that are going through the powerful Saturn transits, like, let me check my notes here. Yeah, the Saturn opposition is the age 44 to 46. So if you are that age, then this Saturn transit is really potent for you. And essentially what I'm What I'm seeing now is that this retrograde time from now through February, when they go direct and fully leave Pisces and enter Aries, it's a really powerful time where we're like finishing up what's been so big and on the surface over this past year. And we're like really coming to the end of that cycle. And come February, it'll be a brand new start for all of us. And particularly if you are having a powerful Saturn transit right now, like the people who are 44 to 46. And I went through all the other generations. So if you're interested in any of the other generations, just go to any one of those videos. But if you are having a strong Saturn transit, then yeah, this time is significant of like this going inward energy to complete the last bits of what has been on the surface of what you have really been focusing on. And like I said, come February, it's going to be a real total new reset for many of us. It's going to be powerful. We want to watch for that. And then the other powerful transit is the Pluto in moving direct. So Pluto is moving direct in October, and after 6 months of being retrograde. So that is this powerful energetic of like really moving forward, being our evolution, our growth, our the momentum forward. It demands evolution. It demands growth. It demands like a release, to let go, to go forward, to take action, to free up what you have clung to or held on to or had to be focused on. Okay, so that is this momentum that is building in October and will continue for the next 6 months. So we have this really powerful opportunity to really ride that wave and and go into that. So we're in a powerful Libra, Scorpio, mirror, reflection, relationship time this month. And this month is really asking like, where am I being shaken free from identity and life structures that no longer fit for the 40s? If you're in your 40s, this is a real calling. And essentially you want to tune in or ask yourself, like, how can I weave a truer story of who I am becoming in midlife? Like, what must I do now to deepen into my authenticity and authentic expression and what I really, really want to be creating for the next entire journey of my lifetime? Okay, so and if you want to understand any more of this, you want to go to your chart and see where all this is happening in your chart. Like, where's Saturn in your chart, Neptune? Where's Pluto in your chart? Where's the nodal axis in your chart? We just came out of the eclipse season, so that's really powerful if you know where your nodal axis is. And if you are in your 40s, then you are in the square. The square is 41 to 42. We have the nodal square. And so you're going to be the Pisces Gemini nodal axis. And so if you want to know where that is, I have a workshop on Saturn, I have a workshop on Pluto, I have a workshop on the nodes that you can go check out. And I take you through all of the planets in the different houses and what that means for you if you're going through it. I also invite you into my free community. It's a whole astrological space with many people sharing charts and questions and getting engaged with the astrology. And then I also have a full school membership certification if you want to really learn how to read charts and work with me on that level. Sending you so much love, blessings for October and beyond. Drop a comment. Let me know what age and stage you're in. Join into my other spaces. I would love to stay connected. Aloha.